Greetings, sentient beings. This broadcast is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes. Hello, everybody.
Hello. How are
Marxist,
you?
So we got Marxist teething Granny. We got, for some reason, in my dog in human form has showed up. Molly and Greg Hartwick, and who's this Jenni person? They keep showing up.
Just some hot babe that everybody wants. Just some trans chick with nice tits.
Oh, and Angie Dell.
Okay.
So today is Absurdity Day, which seemed appropriate considering we are now living in the stupidest timeline.
Yes, the entire nation is absurd.
Yeah. Today is also Trans Day of Remembrance. Which I hope we can get through without having more people that we just have to remember.
Yeah.
So we've got snow on the grass here again. Looks like it'll probably stay around this time.
Well, it's supposed to get back into the 40s and stuff tomorrow. So anything we get here is going to be nothing.
Okay, well, I was looking at the weather forecast here, and we're not supposed to get above 35 for the rest of the week.
Oh, good. You're in a colder area than I am then.
Yep.
That's basically living in a refrigerator.
No, actually, this would be your refrigerator being up a bit too high.
Yeah, I keep my refrigerator at about 30. I don't know about you guys. Or, well, maybe not 30.
Yeah, well, actually, they recommend that refrigerators should be kept at 40 degrees.
But having a small refrigerator this time of year, when it gets a little colder, if I want to buy something big that wouldn't fit in the refrigerator, I can buy it anyways, and I can just kind of like fashion a big plastic bag and stuff around a window and open it up and let it just stay cold from the weather outside.
Oh yeah, we've done lots of that over the years.
Yeah, I had to do that to a turkey once. And he really bitched about it, man. Yeah, I don't know why he was so upset. Oh, well.
Well, you got to keep it safe from the animals, but yeah, it gets to the point that now a derelict car is just an outside refrigerator.
Unless you're in bear country, because they know how to open cars. I have this terrible habit of when I get something I have this need to take it apart. Because I want to see what's inside and how it works.
Yeah, I do that a lot too. Not so good about putting them back together.
Yeah, I did that to my dad's camera once. Only once. I still have a broken gear from it. He was not happy.
Yeah, but when you do it to people, I mean, it's like all, oh, what have you done?
Well, yeah, once all the fluids have leaked out, it's really hard to get them functioning again.
What, a camera?
No, people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, people need their fluids. That's definitely for sure. Ooh, I just put in new batteries in my flashlight. It's so fucking bright when it's fresh.
Okay, we have Tori Swansinger and Demon Org and Stop the Stupid.
Uh-oh, you mean they're going to try and get rid of us?
And
Yeah,
Tilting Windmill.
Stop the stupidity. Wish we could.
I took my afternoon drug supply.
Oh,
YouTube, just for educational purposes only, and the medications that were mentioned are pharmaceuticals that were prescribed.
actually, thanks for reminding me. I did not take my morning meds.
Bad dog. I'm telling your doctor.
This is why I need people checking up on me, because, like I say, I'll forget to eat for a couple of days if nobody checks up on me.
Have people been checking on you for the eating thing? Or do we need to take over that?
You say something.
I got a
Okay,
couple of people who check on me like once a week, but
Perp, I'm not going to let you
It
go
would
on
hurt.
this. You got a fucking phone with a fucking alarm clock in it that will do anything you want it to do, and we'll give you multiple alarms a minute if you want. Now,
that's
come on.
one of the problems. That's one of the problems. Is it already gives me enough alarms that I tell it to shut up and I don't pay attention to what it's reminding me of.
Well, it's time that you conform. You're a part of a machine, and you have to do your part now. And if you don't, I'm going to tell Donnie himself, and he's going to come get you.
Nope. Retired, remember?
Oh, like that, man.
I wasn't ready to do it. They forced me to.
They want to raise it to 70. You got some years to go, kid. Me, I'm safe.
Disability retirement.
Disabled aren't allowed anymore. That's the rule. If you either are not disabled or you will be done away with. Your choice.
Considering the next 4 years, I'm not so sure, but
yeah. I want to know how they know that if that brainworm had babies in there, you know?
I'd wondered about that too, because generally if there's a parasite, it's not just one.
Well, as I was saying before we went live, it looks like RFK Jr. is starting to get under the nerves of some people, so he might end up getting hit on the chopping block at some point.
Apparently Evan or Ellen or Elon Musk is getting under people's skin too. They say he won't shut up, he won't go away.
Eleanor.
Yes, Eleanor. Thank you.
Yeah, Agent Orange hasn't even taken office yet, and he's already causing problems because he's hiring people who hate each other. And I didn't get to read the article, but I saw a title about something about that a bunch of them got into a fight down at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that too. Not details.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't get to read the article, so I'm not quite sure what that was about or who was involved.
And a lot of these companies are looking to buy extra products to prepare for the tariffs, which a lot of them are saying, well, sorry, we can't do Christmas bonuses this year because of that. And some of the Trump supporters who are getting hit by that were like, oh, so that's why it's a bad thing.
Yeah, you won't mind having any overtime, or if you do, not getting paid for it.
Oh yeah, that's another one. They look. Oh, well, we're gonna get rid of the taxes on overtime. Yeah, it's because they're getting rid of overtime, or at least trying to.
Yeah, and trying to make it okay for companies to require unpaid overtime.
I did a very adolescent thing yesterday, or was it the day before? Whatever. I did a very adolescent thing. My personal disdain for Elon Musk just got too much, and there was this picture of him in his kind of like greenish, kind of olive drabish, grayish T-shirt, and apparently, by the looks of this T-shirt, Elon might have a gynecomastia problem. Now that's an opinion. I'm not a medical professional. I can't diagnose, but it appears as though he might have a gynecomastia thing. So I thought about it, and that's just gender affirming care. If he needs to get that taken care of, it's no big deal. Which is, of course, what he does not believe anybody should be allowed to have. So therefore, he is a harasser and hater of trans people, like his daughter. And he won't call her by the right name either. And he always misgenders her. And so I took him through Facebook, or I mean, Face app. And if you'd like, I can offer the picture for posting.
It's already in there.
Oh well, let it fly.
It's got to scroll
If
up
you
to
must.
find it.
I just don't want people to start thinking he's one of us.
Well, he might be. I mean, you know about how people
Unlikely.
will closet themselves, and there he goes. Now, I didn't do anything but put this through Face app. Okay, I made no changes to anything below the chin.
Really?
Really?
That could just be the overweightness too.
Maybe.
Okay, I wonder if somebody didn't alter it, though, because, I mean, it kind of looks like there's a bra strap there, but maybe it's just the way the fabric's folding.
Well, either way, I think he's adorable. Or, excuse me, she's adorable. I'll have to get used to that.
I think this is the case where it is appropriate to use it.
Oh, hi, Beck.
I don't think we are even obligated to acknowledge their personhood anymore.
I would like to bring up my hate issue of the week. This would be out of the the mouth of Representative Nancy Mace.
Same thing.
A Republican congresswoman from some god awful state. If you have not heard, we had a transgender triumph in the election. A woman by the name of Sarah McBride, who's been into politics for some time, and has served as a state legislator and that sort of thing, which was kind of revolutionary in itself, was elected to Congress, the first transgender woman in the House of Representatives. It's a good thing.
I'd heard about that.
So Nancy Mace decided that before she even takes office, she's going to make sure a law gets passed to ban her from the bathroom. What a nice bitch she is.
What?
The Nancy Mace, the representative in Congress, has offered a bill to ban Sarah McBride from using the women's room in the Capitol, or any women's room in the Capitol building. Now, this law is going to take time to process and to pass and to all this kind of shit for one person. It is a law against one person. I don't understand how that can be allowed in our nation.
Yeah, that's what most of the trans and sports things have been brought up over. It's usually like there's only one kid in the state that the law applies to, but they've got to make it for all the school districts.
Sarah's the nice looking one on that picture. The one's just an old bitch.
So wait, which state is she representing?
Oh, she's from Delaware.
Okay.
Nancy Mace, South Carolina, has
Yes,
introduced
that sounds
legislation.
about right.
Nancy Mace is the one in on the right here, the brown hair,
Yeah, the darker haired one.
darker haired one. Would ban trans women from using facilities on federal property, like bathrooms and locker rooms. They do not correspond with the sex things they were assigned at birth. Yeah, because we always get that right?
Uh-huh.
So just say,
My only discomfort with it is that we need to have a trans man in the Congress now, so that Nancy can have a nice bearded roommate in her toy.
yeah.
Yep.
I suppose we could just like hang out there with a trans man, and when she goes in to use that bathroom, we could have them go in at that moment.
That's an idea.
Just plain set it up. We could have a reporter in there and a tape recorder going, or a video camera.
Hey, Beck, you want a job? Maybe we can get you in as a congressional page, and all you have to do is sit there in the hallway and wait for her to go into the bathroom and follow her.
Were you asking Beck to do that?
Yeah.
I think Beck would be an excellent choice.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty damn good mouth on him. He's got to be able to pitch her out. God, somebody really should do that.
See, House Speaker Mike Johnson did not explicitly commit to a plan to vote on either measure, but he released a statement on Wednesday outlining a policy for the House of Representatives. All single-sex facilities in Capitol and House also office buildings, such as restrooms, changing rooms, locker rooms, and reserved for individuals of that biological sex. I hate that term, considering what's going on in your brain is also biological.
Everything on Earth that's living is biological.
Johnson wrote, it is important to know that each member office has its own private restroom, and unisex restroom rooms are available throughout the Capitol.
All right, then we should also have a trans woman walk into Mikey Johnson's bathroom at the same time too. I think that'd be a real good idea. Take the stall right next to him, and keep looking down at his little dinghy. And
it's actually a good plan. And everybody should send a letter to the representatives in the House and see if one of them picks up the idea.
McBride responded Wednesday saying she would abide by those rules. I'm not here to fight about bathrooms. I'm here to fight for all Delawareans and to bring down cause facing families. She wrote on X, Twitter, like all members, I will follow the rules as outlined by Speaker Johnson, even if I disagree with them.
Yep, that sounds like her. She's a pretty dignified woman.
Yeah, I think that's the best position for her to take, because they're doing this hoping that it'll cause another media sensation that they can make noise about, so that people won't pay attention to what other bills they're passing.
No, Nancy Mace genuinely hates trans people. She has made these kinds of comments before. It will serve the purpose as you described, but she just hates trans people.
Yeah.
As does, I'm sure, Mike Johnson.
Speaking to reporters on Tuesday, Mace characterized the specific measure as an attempt to protect women's rights. I know how vulnerable women and girls are in private spaces, she said. So I'm absolutely 100% going to stand in the way of any man who wants to be woman in this restaurant room, in our locker rooms, in our changing room. Oh, fuck you. I'm not even going to finish reading that.
Yeah, everything they say is all based on the stereotypes that are lies and come through their propaganda echo chamber. None of it is true. Not one of these people who is anti-trans is telling the truth. None of them. Not even a little bit. And to think that my life may be taken away from me because of somebody's inability to examine and learn truth instead of bullshit makes me pretty damn mad.
Yeah, unfortunately, just a lot of one of the things this election and the aftermath is showing is that most people don't really understand how our system works. As yeah, in the couple of days after the election, one of the top Google searches was, "How can I change my vote?"
Too late.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yes.
apparently there was a sizable number of people who actually thought this was something they could do because they waited until after the election to look at Trump's policies.
Jeez. McBride
It's
responded.
like, no, you have to do your homework before the deadline.
Before the big test.
Yeah.
Let's see. McBride responded to the legislation in a Monday night post on Twitter X. You should be focused on bringing down the cost of housing, healthcare, and childcare, not manufacturing culture wars. McBride wrote, Delawarean sent me here to me. Make the American dream more affordable and acceptable. Well, that's what I'm focused on. Well, I don't know. I mean, part of the American dream is the pursuit of happiness, is it not?
Well, yeah, but it's not in the Constitution. It's just in the Declaration of Independence, which was not a statement of rights. It was a statement of complaint.
Yeah.
People always use it that way, and it's just, yeah, okay, yes, says those words, but it's not our rights. It does not say that.
Well, I wasn't saying that in terms of rights. I was saying that in terms of what the American dream is.
The American dream has been dead for decades.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody born in the last 30 years has any chance of owning their own home unless they're inheriting some money. So you have a whole thing of the
Yeah, the professional wrestler running the Department of Education.
Look at it this way. Maybe we're just not. We're stone's throw away from him having a professional wrestler as president. Then we really can beat idiocracy. Oh wait, Trump did actually show up and wrestle a little bit, so I guess we are there.
Well,
Wait.
and Hulk Hogan was getting, a feel for the stage at that last Nazi rally.
Trump wrestled?
Yeah, he showed up.
Go ahead.
Yeah. He showed up on I think it was still WWF at the time.
As a wrestler or just as a promoter?
Well, he showed up and got into it a little bit, but
It's a bunch of bullshit. He stood up and he acted out a pre-written script of what he should do and attacked Vince McMahon or whatever his name is.
Yeah, is well, most of it's just really kind of an act. I mean, it's really, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think Amber's right here. Let's try to move on from the politics and get to something a little more encouraging.
There's something encouraging in 2024.
I switched to a new brand of toilet paper, and I didn't suffer any breakthrough.
All right.
Oh yeah. I wonder if we're gonna have another run on toilet paper, but
That's what they're talking right now. Is people are beginning to rumble about maybe we should stock up on everything right now. So
yeah,
expect more than
because
just toilet paper.
of course the tariffs are going to have a huge effect on toilet paper because we import so much of that stuff.
Yeah, all the way from Appleton, Wisconsin. Oh,
Yes,
how
so
can
we'll see shortages on stuff that we actually produce here at home.
that's
I
one
can
of those
believe
other
that.
questions on Google, isn't it? What is a tariff?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that was another one of the top searches.
Yep. People vote and have no clue what they're voting for.
Well, let's get back to the days for today. You know, it is the Transgender Day of Remembrance, and yeah, we all have to try to stand with the larger community. We can't afford to be factioned, you know, so we really need to everybody embrace the entire queer community and not let them divide us anymore. But our topic for today was Absurdity Day, so the
Well,
idea is that you know, everybody should go try something silly and absurd. Although let's avoid any Darwin Awards.
Or do we want to avoid those with some of these people?
Well, no, I mean in our community we need to avoid
Oh yeah,
them.
yeah, our community can avoid them. Well, I just finished up watching School Live, and I forgot how sad the ending was. You're going to be crying over that ending, Jenny.
Our current cinema delight.
Oh, next one maybe.
Oh, okay. Is it a movie or a series?
It's another anime series. Short.
Okay.
I'm going through Sleepy Princess and the Demon in Castle, which is funny as hell. Very lighthearted comedy. Kind of makes fun of the role-playing RPG tropes.
Yeah, that one sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's a fun one. And the princess is more of a demon than the demons. A lot of the comedy on that is, well, that couldn't possibly happen, and it happens.
Yeah, poking at all the fairy tale tropes.
Well, mostly poking at the like fantasy RPG video game tropes.
Stop the Saint. Silly and absurd is one of my favorite things to do, but God damn it, I've pretty much I'm done entertaining myself. I know all my gags already. It's just not funny anymore.
I'm doing a lot of that in my own novel. Is just, you know, poking fun at the classic writing tropes.
It was a dark and stormy night.
Well, like just one quick jab, you know, of the main character talking to one of the aliens, and you know, they're saying how they need her help and all, and she's like, you're not going to tell me I'm the chosen one, are you? And he goes, well, I chose you. Does that count?
Sure, it's nice when anybody chooses you.
Yeah. But I mean, just the whole prophecy thing.
And we have to get into Don to Don. That's been a pretty good one too.
Oh, Mark says the comment flashed past me too quick. Did you say you love Dork in Stormy Nights? Like when Trump and Stormy got together? Would that count?
Stormy Nights.
That's good, Jenny.
I still got it.
What did I miss about being a successful evolutionist? Oh, okay. Yeah, I helped raise 9 kids, but I was careful about making sure that none of my DNA leaked into the next generation.
Oh, it was a menage a trois?
No, just all but 2 of the kids were born before I met their mother.
Wow, that's kind of amazing. How did you do that?
Well, I think it's proof that eventually I will get this fucking time machine to work.
Yeah, Before I Met Your Mother. I guess that's the prequel to How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like it'd be a fun fanfic, huh? Oh, but yeah, I've said many times over the years that considering all the things that run in my family, it's surprising more things don't run from my family.
I solved that problem because it was because I trained the family so that when I finally came out that they all disappeared, not me. It's much more convenient for me.
Oh, Molly, thank you. Molly is my bestest friend and my main emotional support human at this point.
It gets confusing sometimes with one of you having a cat named Molly and the other having a dog named Molly. I just can't keep up.
No. Molly's not a cat. Molly is a human.
Oh,
is one of the good humans.
I thought you were talking about your cat.
No. No. My cats are Petunia, Sammy's son, and Ethan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I okay. Oops.
Yeah, I'd have to say that,
Molly, if you're out there, I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. I wasn't thinking of you. I'm
she's
sorry.
in the side chat. That's what her comment that her kids have started calling me auntie.
Yeah, that's good. They got a whole nother group of kids there to raise, huh?
Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna have to live with them this time.
You're that right there. See, you are an amazing human being. Now you don't know how to handle that compliment.
I'm not sure about the human part. Let's just keep it to the more generic people. Wait, hormones setting off the autoimmune disease?
Wouldn't know if that's a thing.
Yeah, no, this is something I haven't heard about before, so I would need more info on what you mean there.
Yeah, what autoimmune disease? I've never heard of anything hormone related before.
Yeah, I'm just pleading ignorance. I mean, I'm going to assume it's something valid, but I have not heard about it before.
Oh yeah, I have no idea. I'm uneducated. I do not know. I wasn't doubting. I just don't know.
Yeah, about once a week, Molly and I go shopping. You know, she gives me her opinions on picking out some new clothes.
The only thing I'm really coming up with is hormone imbalance could possibly cause autoimmune disease. But
Yeah, well, that's part of why Sloth Girl, wasn't able to fight off the cancer was that she had MS before the cancer. So the MS had already compromised her immune system before she got the cancer.
Ooh, there's a beaver on TV.
well, stop watching all that porn during the live stream.
I paid for it. I'm watching it.
Okay, just spare us the play-by-play at least.
She whips out her girl dick and never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, Molly is the best friend I inherited from Sloth Girl.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you were able to have friends that way.
Well, yeah, we really bonded together from that, and it's unfortunate that we really hadn't gotten to know each other better before then.
How did you three meet?
Actually, Molly was a friend of Sloth Girl's from, like 10 years ago. And it was weird because when we moved back to Minnesota and she was trying to get back in touch with her, it turned out that Molly had a couple of years earlier moved to the same city we were in.
Oh, well, how convenient.
Yeah.
You had some good forward thinking there, Molly.
Yeah, so she's, just on the other side of town, only like 10 minutes away here.
When you moved to where the city you're living, which I know but I won't mention, did it feel like Providence that something was making you move there, or making you choose that to move there, or
Yeah, well,
did it just pure coincidence?
What made us choose to move here was that it was rent we could afford. Because I've said it before that I'm in St. Cloud, and St. Cloud was like fourth on my list of cities to move to. It just happened to be that it's where we could get 2 apartments in the same building at rent we could both afford.
Oh, and if you thought maybe that one image was doctored for Eleanor's chest area, well, here's another picture. And this one is actually one that the muskrat retweeted himself.
And that's before he got larger around the middle.
Is it, or has this been edited?
No, this is another one. This is one that Elon himself was retweeting.
Remember when those
pictures? Why I'm wondering about him editing it, because
no, he didn't post it. Someone else posted it.
Okay, but if
he's
you
retweeting
look, it just looks like his waist is like tucked on one side and not the other. Like
Oh,
somebody.
I think that's just background interference.
Okay.
But remember when he published those pictures of him as white as a bleached sheet on a boat, showing all that skin, all that stark
Yeah.
white, extremely white, polar white skin. He seemed to have a bit of a problem developing then too. I mean, if he does have gyneco, I feel bad for him because that's just shitty. No guy should have to put up with that. But he should know that he can get it fixed, and it's just very simple and a cis person's type of gender affirming surgery.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
yeah,
fine.
that's the point, is that we want these medical procedures to be available for anyone who needs them.
Excuse me.
Uh-oh. Coughing fit
Excuse me.
and burping fit. Okay. So I guess it was just me this time to talk.
I'm
Sometimes too much is too much. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah, we're also burned out on the politics. It's hard to actually think of what else is going on.
Molly and Perp, is it actively snowing in your area?
Not right now. Like I say, we got the grass. Well, the grass kind of covered overnight. You can still see the grass peeking out through it. So the pavement was still too warm for it to stick there, so it's only on the grass.
I've just been trying to clean up my garden some and burying myself in anime, just to for my own mental health.
Yeah, well, that's why I was thinking that. Yeah, going for a lighter, funnier thing next would probably be good.
Yeah, I was thinking about going to school live, but it does have some lightheartedness, but that's got some really dark stuff in it too.
Well, you've proven to make good choices on that, so we'll let you pick. Except that we have to rewrite the ending from that last one.
Apparently we need to rewrite the ending to My Hero Academia as well. I've heard about that and it didn't sound good.
That's one I've heard a lot of people reference, that apparently it was a really good show. I
It
don't know how
was.
it ended.
Oh, it is. It's a very good anime, but I heard the end. It's not sticking the ending very well.
Yeah.
Apparently, from what I can gather, it made a lot of promises, and it's not keeping those promises. You know how you write in something in a story, you're building up to something. Well,
Yeah.
it kind of drops the ball.
Yeah, or there's
I don't
too
know if
many
you've
loose ends that they don't tie up at the
yeah,
end.
there's a lot of loose ends. There's a lot of disappointment with how they handled characters.
Yeah, I hate that.
Some people are arguing, oh well, they did do this. No, they didn't. I don't know if you want me to get into details, or spoilers, but
I think we need to rewrite the ending for Zombieland Saga, that it should end with them going on a world tour.
yeah, we'll see if they ever release that movie.
But does the spell work outside of Saga?
Yeah, that's a good question. If they could leave Saga, depends on how the whole thing works.
Yeah, well, I thought that was kind of the objective for the whole thing, was to remove the curse from Saga so they could.
Well, this is a matter of battling the curse, which is something of a catch-22 the way that thing works. Because the more prosperous Saga becomes, the stronger the curse becomes. But they need to make Saga prosperous is to also fight the curse.
Majestic back 3-foot drifts. What state are you in?
They're getting heavy mountain snows in Washington and Oregon.
Ah. Okay, so up in the Pacific Northwest.
And that shit's coming this way.
Let's see.
Is it going to cross the mountains, though?
Oh, I recently was watching a video from Gardening in Canada. It's a YouTube channel. A woman named Ashley. He does it. She's a soil scientist, so she has some really interesting stuff to say.
She's a gossip columnist. She digs up all the dirt.
No, she's a soil scientist.
Oh, soil. I'm sorry.
Okay. Majestic Beck is in Saskatchewan.
Mm. I mean, her environment isn't really suited to similar to mine at all. So some of the stuff she does doesn't really apply to with my situation. But she goes into a lot of nerdy science stuff, especially in regards to her field of study. And she was covering the last one I watched was covering the myths on compost tea and talking about the different microbial life in soil. It was interesting.
Okay, I've heard a lot about compost tea over the years.
And not as much. It's not as all that as cracked up to be. It's kind of a waste of effort, really. Just put the compost into the soil, and you'll be good.
Yeah, I saw an interesting idea that I think I may have to try on my cats. But one of the common criticisms if you're feeding cats dry food is that they won't get enough water, which I have not seen be a problem with mine. But I saw a little short that somebody, to encourage the cat to drink more water, made them catnip tea.
Excuse me.
Although I'm a little concerned about that because I'm kind of wondering if it smells like catnip, if Petunia's just going to put her whole head in the bowl and flip the bowl over.
In my Molly, the dog Molly just came in here for cuddles.
Or be so stoned from the catnip that she puts her head in the water and doesn't remember that she has to take it out.
Well, she has already been known to fall asleep leaning against the water dish and wake up when her head plunges in. It was a thing when she was upstairs with Sloth Girl, that I kept a water bottle in the freezer, like half full, so that it was just a solid chunk of ice in the water bottle. And I'd go up there and, fill it with the water for me. And I got in the habit of using that to refill Petunia's cat dish. And, she loved that when the water was real cold, especially in the summer. So she would just lay there hugging the water dish. Yeah, I have to go back to the animal shelter here. Because one of the staff there grows their own catnip, and they sell it in little baggies, which actually the price they're selling it at comes out way cheaper than the processed stuff you buy at the store.
You can buy seeds and grow it yourself in a bucket.
Yes, the problem is, where would I put it that it would get sun, that the cats wouldn't eat it before it has a chance to grow?
On a second floor porch.
1, I don't have a second floor. 2, I don't have a porch.
Oh, man. Gosh, you're just making things difficult.
But hey, I figured...
Majestic, I was wondering if you grow the catnip for the kittens, do you find you get bombarded with feral cats in your neighborhood? Big profits.
Yeah, I
Yay.
remember from when I was in high school, I just used oregano.
Remember what back in the hippie days when we wanted to screw with the cops? We go to some demonstration or something and be just obnoxious enough so that they bother you and stuff. We would carry baggies of oregano.
Yep.
And the cops would try to arrest you.
Nope, I stopped buying consoles after the PlayStation 2. A friend of mine got the Xbox 360. I bought most of the games for it, and that was about it for consoles. I kind of switched over to mostly using emulators on PC.
Yeah. Actually, that had been one of my ideas for, if you've got a neighbor who really annoys you, a good revenge tactic would just be to go out there and scatter catnip seed at their lawn. Just so all the stray cats want to hang out there. And it's like every time they mow the grass, it would just refresh the scent and attract the cats again.
I may have to do that.
I think that's a splendid idea. I thought you were too pure to have that level of deviance in you, Perp. That's a nasty one. I like it.
Oh no! The world has no idea how fortunate it is that after I left Christianity, I finally developed some ethics. Yeah, because I've come up with some terrorist level plots. Just now I'm too worried about collateral damage, about hurting people who don't deserve it. It's not stealing if they follow me home on their own accord. And if you've got a pocket full of catnip, they will.
Tits McGee. Who's Tits McGee? I don't think I've run into that name before.
But yeah, I have always been very good at attracting stray animals. They just always showed up in my backyard.
Let's see here. The medicinal claims of catnip is for using of cramps, menstruation, treat diarrhea, colic, common cold, and cancer. Though there is little clinical data supporting its use medicinally, except for as an insect repellent. So putting down catnip in someone's yard could be useful for helping to keep nasty insects away.
Well, I know it's anecdotal evidence, but I have introduced all of the women I have lived with to catnip tea, and they all said that it helped significantly with menstrual cramps.
Yeah, but they weren't able to stop meowing for 8 hours.
Not seeing the problem here.
Yeah, but their furry animal is a dog. It's really a problem.
So that's why they chase their own tail all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, when I moved to Michigan from New York, I brought with me 2 of the 3 feral cats that I'd taken in from the feral colony in the park. Yeah, the third one was still the most skittish one that he didn't really. He liked to be in the same room with me. He didn't like anybody to touch him. and he just went missing a few months before the move. I never knew what happened.
I hate when that happens with a pet.
Yeah, well, like I say, he was still more feral than tame, so, cats living outside on their own, so much can happen.
Yeah, don't they say the life expectancy of a cat outside is about 7, 8 years? And indoors, it's getting close to 20.
Yeah, actually, for outside cats, I don't even think it's that much. I think it's more like 4 or 5. But yeah, that's even when I had indoor-outdoor cats, most of them were at least getting to be teenagers and a couple into their 20s.
Well, I do not approve of people letting their cats out unattended and not and
I don't
unleashed.
anymore. I have changed my views on that over the years. But, that's when I grew up in the 70s, that was just the normal thing everybody did with their cats.
Yeah. We had a colony in my neighborhood on Milwaukee's River West area, and over on Booth Street. We had this feral population that was just turned into a herd. There was, on any given day, you're going to see 30 or 40 cats in the alley. I guess they were alley cats then, wouldn't that be? Anyway.
Yeah.
And whenever they would, it seemed like they were a roving pack. This week they're at our alley, next week they're at somebody else's alley. I've never seen that behavior before, but what the heck? That's what it seemed to be like. And there's always dead birds around everywhere, and not like dead bird that's been eaten, just a dead bird. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're trophy killers, huh?
Yeah, unfortunately, cats will hunt for sport even when they're not hungry.
Unfortunately, when I was walking Molly this morning, I noticed the flock of ibises that are around here. One of them was missing a leg.
What living around there?
White ibises.
Oh,
I didn't know you had ibis in Florida.
Yeah.
Hmm.
One of them was missing a leg, though. Noticed him
What's-
hopping around on one foot, and I looked closer, and I thought maybe the foot was injured, and he was trying to stay off of it, and then I looked closer, and it was missing.
I had a friend who had a company out in Grafton, Wisconsin, and semi-rural, and he had a deer, about 2 or 3 deer, a mother deer and her fawns living in their property of their business, a factory, and the mom only had 3 legs, missing one hind leg.
Yeah, if I run into a lady down the street who feeds those ibises, I'm gonna have to tell her keep an eye out for that one. If it starts getting worse or something, we can maybe catch it and bring it to a wildlife sanctuary.
That would be hard to fucking catch.
Well,
no, I got pretty close to it. It wasn't moving around too well.
oh, okay, so it's still got significant damage. I was going to say, if it looked like it had been fully healed and it was staying with a flock,
It looked pretty. It looked pretty fresh.
On its own.
It looked like it was pretty fresh.
Okay,
I saw a little bit of blood at the end.
Yeah, okay, then if it's a fresh injury, it definitely should see a vet to make sure that doesn't get infected.
It was still able to fly though, so it wasn't completely.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just something to just kind of keep an eye on if I can.
Yeah, the feral colony, the feral colony I was talking about in New York, that the back gate of the house I was renting literally opened onto this, this huge park that went right through the neighborhood. And we had all kinds of wildlife there. I actually did see, deer on the street several times. Nobody else saw them because nobody else was out that late at night. But yeah, they would come out late at night and they would go up and down the street, mostly looking if they could find any garbage cans that they could get the lid off. But there was an old abandoned barn down at one end of the park, and that apparently was the home to the cat colony. And it was estimated there were probably about 50 cats living there.
I also think I may have seen a young bald eagle flying through the neighborhood this morning as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was just Jenny's messenger pigeon.
Was that did it have a bald head?
Yeah, looked like it had a white head.
Yeah, then it wasn't a young owl or a young. Their heads don't turn white till they're, I think, 2 or 3 years old.
So that's one of the signs of their maturity.
I suppose. I just think of it as a sign that it's not brown anymore.
Well, no, it may be one of the things, that it's how their species recognizes which ones are sexually mature. So which ones are potential mates rather than just kids that you have to raise.
Well, it's kind of hard to say for sure how white it was. I mean, kind of got a quick look at it. But yeah, it might have been about 3 years old. Looks like it's after about 5 years where it fully goes full white.
An ibis?
Bald eagle.
Oh. When you said full white, I'm thinking of this totally white bird top to bottom.
So, Mage, now that we've got the white stuff on the ground, is this now the appropriate time to plant snow peas?
It's not exactly what it means to be snow peas. I suppose you could plant garlic.
So why don't you?
Well, I'm not living in a place where it snows. Garlic could survive through a winter.
Well, yeah, generally anything that's a bulb underground should, right?
And if you're going to harvest garlic, I've always heard it's better to let it go for 2 seasons.
I really heard that.
That's how it gets its lots and lots of cloves.
No.
Yeah, I've never grown. I've killed it every time I've tried. It's hard to get going. I'm good at a garden outside. I houseplants, it's a death sentence. But for outside, I'm okay. Mom taught me lots.
It's a little bit hard to grow garlic here. It does require a cold to get it to bulb up. So that's a little bit difficult in Florida, and doesn't really tolerate heat very well.
No, it's not. Put it in a bag and toss it in your fridge for a month.
Yeah, that's actually you want to go longer than a month, but.
Oh, so the garlic actually needs a good cold spell before it'll really grow right?
Yeah.
Many, if not most, bulbs have to do that. Tulips, daffodils, all those things that we think about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even throwing the garlic in the fridge for a few months and putting it out it can be difficult in Florida, depending on the variety you get too.
Yeah, so the bulbs have to winter over, and then when they warm up again,
Yeah.
then I think it's spring.
My favorite herbaceous sort of thing to grow was always my horseradish. It takes no talent at all to grow. It takes talent to get rid of it. But it is so prolific. I mean, you're digging up the root, and so you think that would kill it, but it doesn't. It has rhizomes, baby,
Hmm.
and the knot of roots right at the bottom of the plant will get bigger and bigger and bigger all season. But you gotta get it before it's too big or it turns very woody.
Okay, so
Um,
is the rhizome the part of the root that's between the oat zone and the wheat zone?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to pick up the slack for Sloth Girl, but
Hey, I'll share a pun I just learned with the chat. Are you ready, you guys? You ready? Are you listening? Are you ready? Are you ready? Listening?
turn off your speakers
Okay.
now.
Okay, here it comes. Here it comes. You know, your dragon will never explode. Let me say it again. Your dragon will never explode. But a dynamite.
Yeah, that was actually a good one. You had posted that on Twitter. Hmm.
I
That
ran
was
into
a
this.
worthy pun.
I ran into this woman on TikTok, and she's just very lovely woman, beautiful voice, and she's got a mannerism about her when she's telling pun jokes. It's just very adorable. And she gets on and she does one joke, and then that's the end of the video. And I stole that one from her. She's she's got lots and lots of videos. I wish I knew her name or I would share it, but I'll have to get that later.
Yeah, you hire a handyman, give him a to-do list, but he only did jobs 1, 3, and 5. Turns out he only does odd jobs.
How would you even know that?
Now what?
Well, 1, 3, and 5 are the prime jobs.
Hmm.
Okay, I suppose I need porpoise in here for somebody to get that joke, but
Seven's a prime number too, isn't it?
yeah. 7 is,
Then
9 isn't.
no, 9 is, but 11 is. 13 is. And what is? Oh, the no. When's the next one? 13.
Yeah, then they get spaced out a lot wider. I don't know. It would take me some calculating to figure it out.
19.
Claire liked your joke. I guess 19 would be.
Thank you, Claire. Well, fuck it. I don't have to remember that stuff anymore. I'm retired. This is going to be embarrassing. I had to look up how to find the area of a circle. This is about a month ago, and I looked it up, and I kept telling myself it for an entire day, that formula, so I'd remember, and I have no idea what it is today. It didn't stick.
Okay, so back in the day, they would tell kids you're not going to always have a calculator on hand. So what do they tell little kids now?
2 divide. You can divide 2 by, oh yeah, 1 or 1. Yeah, okay. I guess it is, Jen.
Yep. Yeah, 2 is the only even prime number.
So it turns out if you're odd, you're not particularly special.
Well, it just means that you can be odd together. Yeah, unfortunately, there is a certain degree of, with everybody having literally a computer in their pocket, that there are so many things that people aren't learning to do without them anymore.
Let's see. We're going to get into education. I'm going to say things I probably shouldn't.
Okay.
Ooh, this is interesting. On this day, World Children's Day, apparently another day for today, our Texas Children's Hospital Center for Vaccine Development in BCM in Med is advancing the first vaccine for hookworm anemia.
Well, you mean Greg Abbott and Ken Paxton are not going to come and arrest them for that and shut down the hospital and put them all in prison? It's a vaccine, you know.
Leading cause of anemia and neurodevelopmental disabilities for kids who live in extreme poverty. Oh yeah, they definitely have to shut that down. I mean, it's benefiting kids in poverty.
Okay.
They can't have that.
Yeah. Our RFK would not like any of that. And we have to do it. Some fucking reporter called him Bobby, and I almost exploded. It was, how dare they do that? I don't care if it was mistaken or on purpose. You can't steal the name of one of the greatest people we've known and stick it on some guy who barely knows how to tie his own shoes. You know, it's just unbelievable insult that somebody would do that.
Yeah. Actually, Big Pharma is getting kind of upset about all this because producing vaccines is one of the most profitable parts of their industry. So if there are going to be people in charge who are telling people not to get their kids vaccinated, that's going to take a big chunk out of the money of the companies that donate to the politicians.
So what else? Elon Musk is retweeting a lie about defund the police. What else do I got here? Nothing really good on Twitter as usual.
Yeah, I closed the tab. I had a thing open about what other days it was.
Yeah, I closed the tab as well.
They have to recreate that law or make it an amendment in the Constitution or whatever, but nobody gets to spend more than $1,000 a year on politics. Not in donations, not in buying commercials or time or nothing.
Well, my idea for it is instead of having donations means to run your campaign, it's all paid through by a set amount that you get hit through taxes, and whatever doesn't get spent at the end of the election and gets refunded back to the people.
Yeah, there's a lot of countries that have a system like that, and yeah, unfortunately, I can see that they would find ways around it.
Well, they just have to be very strict about, if they're using funds beyond what they were given, it's a no-go.
Well, there is an option for them to run on federally funded campaigns if both well, either candidate can ask for it and set their own campaign up that way, but it doesn't require your competition to do the same.
Yeah,
that would be nice if one could force the other to go that way.
Okay, there's one of the other ones that was. This is also National Game and Puzzle Week.
Also appropriate for Trump.
Yeah, well, I'm getting back into the games. I I did one gaming convention in October, and I am registered now for Con of the North in February, which they've just opened up event selection. So I need to go in there, and I need to reserve my tickets for some events before they get all filled up.
Oh, lovely. PBS NewsHour, political divisions threaten bill to protect press freedom. That's basically protecting their sources and whatnot. And we have dickhead Trump up here, the orange bag of shit in all caps. Republicans must kill this bill.
Yeah.
No, there's
Well,
what you voted for, people. Restriction of the press.
yeah, well, they made it clear that especially Trump wants to, kill anybody being able to, say anything that's unflattering to him. There's also Botox Cosmetic Day. I'm not sure we need
What?
that one.
Botox cosmetic?
Yeah, I'm pulling up the list of what holidays are today, and Botox Cosmetic Day is one of them. Education Support Professionals Day. Geographic Information Systems Day.
Does Dr. Zitpopper have their own day?
Dr. Pimple Popper?
Yeah, that's a Pimple Popper.
Oh.
Yeah, I could never get how that became a show that people
are
watch.
fascinated by that. It's generally blood free. There might be a few trickles and stuff like that, but I don't think it's. I think they like it because it doesn't trip their typical gory triggers. I mean, I think it's a very weird thing to be popular,
Yeah.
but I've watched it myself.
Well, just the huge ones like that are just gross.
Oh man, they had this guy with that one like damn in the size of a tennis ball. They drained that thing and drained that thing and drained that thing, and then they were able to make lunch.
Let's see here. National Acne Positivity Day is September 1st.
Well, before homecoming, I guess that's a good idea.
Okay, we had done Name Your Car Day. Apparently today is Name Your PC Day. Have you given your computer a name?
No.
Sure. I have.
Maybe that's my problem.
Hello.
I don't talk to my computer like I do to other machines.
Oh, you didn't ask me what name I named it.
You probably don't want to know.
Sure you do.
Well, yeah,
it's YouTubeable.
You just recently got the laptop. Remember? Did you get that going?
Not till I get Wi-Fi. I told you all that before we got here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot about that. National Pay Back Your Parents Day. Yeah, don't see much of that happening.
I already did. I put them in the ground and didn't leave them on the street corner.
Revolution Day in Mexico.
Oh, demon, that's really pathetic. You should go home and think about what you've done today.
Oh.
Well, I called mine broken piece of shit.
Yeah. Excuse me. Mine's being too sluggish again. I've gotta go and clean it out. And I'm just thinking I flush the whole operating system and then install that tiny 10. The more I've been hearing about it, the more I'm liking it. It's basically just Windows 10 with all of the garbage you don't want stripped out of it. So it doesn't take up nearly as much of the computer's resources. And if the operating system isn't taking up half of my computer's memory, then maybe it'll be able to actually run some programs. Yeah, what most PCs are called is usually something that you're not supposed to say in front of children.
Depends what you've taught your children.
Yeah, I never had a never had a big issue with swearing. Just a matter of teaching them when it's appropriate, and that but just there are certain people you don't do it to for various reasons.
Politicians swear all you like.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's just your life will probably be better for you if you don't make a habit of swearing at your teachers in school.
I'll attest to that.
Well, I mean, I had already started with teaching them it was vital to question all authority, so their teachers were already a big fan of me.
Oh yeah, so school systems don't like having authority questioned.
Yep. Ember's got it right. It's a matter of breaking it down appropriately. The difference between swearing, cussing, cursing, vulgarity, and obscenity. Amber, are you driving or did you want to jump in here?
Come on, M.
Yeah, we set up a couple of spare chairs here, and nobody's coming to take them.
Liam Wakefield. There's this guy on Twitter who has a parody account, not an uncommon thing on Twitter. And the name he chose for his account was to use the avatar of this person, except with sunglasses on. And the name is changed. It's changed, so it's not the same spelling. And the name is Liam Neeson. No, Nissan, like the car, Nissan. And of course, his real name is Neesa. Blah blah blah. You wouldn't believe how many people think it's a real account and just curse this guy out and tell him how horrible of an actor he is, and they'll never spend another dime on one of his movies, and I'm burning all my VCR tapes and he's yes, Demon. He's very, very good at what he does. And then he always posts these idiots when they say something stupid like that, so you can check down their account name and send them something if you want.
Don't know if it's the same guy, but there's somebody on Twitter with that name too.
That's what I was speaking of.
Okay. I thought you said TikTok him. Yeah. Yeah, I've been following him for a while.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. For those who don't know, this is the same character who is named Launch from Dragon Ball. Well, and she has this thing where she has a split personality, where the good one has the blue hair and is all sweet and innocent, whereas the blonde one that she turns into, who is just a sadist and really aggressive.
So her hair instantly changes color with her mood, huh?
Yeah. Well, when she switches personalities, at least.
Yeah. Oh, and we do have an Ember.
I just got out of work.
Oh, the mobile version. Okay.
Yep, I'm in portable mode, and it's time to do some more driving. So I'm going to set y'all down.
Okay.
Drive all day, and I've got an hour ride home. Whee!
Oh, geez, that sucks.
Well, yeah. I go through so much gas.
They really should just let you take the truck home.
That would be optimal, but then I'd have to find where to park it. I already don't have a place to park my fucking car. It's my housemates bought a house that has a driveway with only room for 2 vehicles. So inconsiderate. Right.
And no on-street parking?
I mean, I could. It's one of those semi-subdivision neighborhood things where there's like a loop, but it's not a proper cul-de-sac. It's weird.
Okay, well, what you need to do is you need to make the driveway 2 levels so you can park 2 cars on the bottom and 2 cars on top.
That would take quite some time and resources I don't have. And also, we've got something like 60 days, and then I got to go to Canada. So it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have escape options. I've got to stay here and fight.
Well, I think Kamala Harris should refuse to, whatever they call that, certify the election. Just like they asked Pence to do.
Yeah, the Democrats really should just finally get down and, pull all the same shit that the Republicans have been pulling over the last 8 years.
Yeah, you don't need to defend the Democrats. They'll defend themselves.
I blame Michelle Obama with that whole when they go low, we'll go high thing. I mean, it sounded good at the time, but that didn't end well.
No, when they go low, you go low with them and beat them with experience. Or is that just me?
Well, you can't beat them with experience, but you go not quite as low so you can shoot at them from the high ground.
The high ground is overrated.
Let's ask the Skywalkers about that.
I wouldn't say that, man.
The Skywalker, like I said, that's actually not a very good argument. If you're sword fighting, you don't want the high ground.
That's true, not with a sword. But as soon as you get projectile weapons involved, high ground is better.
Hey, that would be a new could be a new Olympic sport. What have they got? Those gladiator knives are about 18, maybe 2 feet long. You know, that you see on the movies when they're wearing their skirts in the Coliseum. They should have a bunch of guys, these real sharp ones, and they're all drunk. And just, last one standing, have at it. I'm sure the Republicans would really like it. Donnie'd want to buy his own team.
Sounds like kind of bum fight.
There's been a lot of talk about people not going to their Thanksgiving dinners because of all the MAGA family that are have. Well, if you can emotionally handle it, I recommend you go. Oh, and raise hell. You might not get invited back again, but hey, you weren't planning on going again anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm all for that because, like I say, I have to live far enough that my family can't expect me to show up more than once or twice a year, if even that.
I'd already broke contact with all of the shitty parts of my family, so sadly, I can't. It would be fun, but alas.
Turns out my family is blue. Well, pretty much blue up until the point of sex. After that, no bets.
Yeah,
Well,
my family is pretty much blue as well.
In my immediate family, all except my eldest brother are blue. He's not just because he's gotten overly religious, but unfortunately, if you get one step away from that and you start looking at the uncles and cousins, yeah, then we got some people who just don't really understand how these things work. So it's the case of they're generally good people, but they haven't really seemed to reason out how, if you accept A and B, then you also have to accept C, even though you admit C is horrible.
Why do we have two Jennies?
And it's because it decided
That's really what I have.
It would kick me out for no reason whatsoever.
Or remove the other one. There.
Alternate dimension Jenny has entered the chat.
How do I know that? How do I know that's me?
I can still put you back in.
Yeah, stereo Jennies is good.
Yeah, as much as diversity in my family, all we can be missing is somebody who's trans to complete the set.
Oh, see, I just do everything myself. I'm just all the letters. Although my children, I'm so proud of them. They're all at least one letter. Every single one of them. I visited my family this past summer. We try to do like a summer get together and whatnot. It's been getting harder as the kids get older and go off and do their own lives and whatnot. But I had all three of them this summer. Met with my parents and my brother was there and so forth. And my brother says to me, "What do you reckon the odds are for percentage wise for the next generation being LGBT?" And I just look at him and I look at the kids and I look at him and I go, 100%, all of them. I'm like, technically, that's our generation too, because I mean, look at me and he. I don't know. He identifies as something peculiar. I don't want to even try to describe it because I'm gonna fuck it up. But it's different.
But what would happen if we put 100 trans women on an island by themselves? What would happen?
They'd have a fabulous time.
But then they'd go extinct. Like anybody cares, it's a dumb thing.
I Don't think
I
that's how it
don't. I don't
works.
think that's. Yeah, that's not how speciation works.
Well, the original canon for the Wonder Woman comics from the 50s was that they would attack passing ships just to abduct men to impregnate some of them to continue their tribe. And then when they were done with that, they'd throw the guys to the sharks.
If I remember
Wait,
correctly,
the
Wonder
trans
Woman.
women were impregnating men?
If I remember correctly, Wonder Woman was made out of clay and made like a golem.
Yeah, that's right. Zeus used some kind of magic zappy dude to animate. She was like a pot originally or some shit.
See, and they say it's so silly to take acid, you know. Look what it's given us. I swear that there must have been lots of drugs of abuse or fungus that was invading people's brains back a couple thousand years ago to come up with all this bizarre shit.
Oh yeah, that's been my theory on it. Was that we know there are something like 5,000 species of known fungus and missing the words, but okay, we'll just go with known fungus at this point that can cause hallucinogenic effects if it's ingested or if the spores are inhaled.
Yes, that would be the rye fungus, ergot.
Yeah. So, I think that probably explains most of the religious experiences people had before the invention of modern food preservation.
Oh yeah,
Well,
you-
we
actually-
know.
Actually, that concept has been blamed for the Salem witch trials, that they believe since rye was one of the most common parts of their diet, as opposed to wheat, that they may well have had a rash of ergot infections, fungus infections, because it just travels around, So-
that could happen.
It's a
Yeah, it
distinct
certainly could
possibility.
be.
Yeah, the stuff
But we
just
do
gets
know
blown
what
on the wind, so
caused-
it would be through the whole community.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to say, Ember?
Yeah, the religious experiences in ancient Greece. They wrote about the oracles of Delphi huffing the volcanic gases and shit. So we know they were on hallucinogens. They documented it.
Yeah, we'll just ignore the fact that the oracle was having vision and it's happened to be around methane in vents.
Yeah, they told us how you can see the gods. Just deprive yourself of oxygen and get exposed to some sulfurs and nitrates and all kinds of fun things.
Yeah, and just what was that bush that was burning?
I was just gonna say, and that's actually a thing, right? In the Middle East, there's a bunch of these. I learned about this because near Buffalo, there's a waterfall that's on fucking fire, and it's because there's in one of the little grottos that the waterfall carved in the stone. There's a tiny little natural gas vent, and it's called Eternal Flame Falls, and it's the only one like it in the world. While I was doing research into how the waterfall stays on fire, I found out that phenomenon is actually very common in the Middle East. There's several places where there's a natural eternal flame from natural gas vents, but sometimes when the occasional rainstorm goes by, it puts the flame out. Somebody will wander by and relight it. But in the in-between time while the flame is out, it's just dumping gas into the air.
Yep.
Pretty neat. So yeah, burning bushes. That's it'd be
Well,
weird for a bush to grow right next to one, but it could happen.
What if the bush is made out of something that also makes really good rope?
Yeah. Well, how stoned do you have to be to have literally carved 2 stone tablets, and when you sober up, you don't remember having done it?
Well, I mean, that guy, we're pretty sure didn't actually exist.
Yeah.
So somebody imagined some dude who didn't carve 2 stone tablets.
Well, that just makes it worse. I mean, how stoned do you have to be to imagine your own existence and then do it?
Well, actually, when you get down to it, he did 4 stone tablets. It was the first set that he gave up on, and the whole new set.
Well, at that point, it was just covering his ass to make the new ones. But of course,
Well, that's why they
I am
lost the
still
arc.
holding. Excuse me. I am still holding to the Mel Brooks thing, that he actually came down with 3 tablets and dropped one on the way.
Yeah, it's
So
3, 2.
So that's why we're missing the other 5 commandments that had things like, don't rape, don't own people. Because you saw that the commandments, that the first 4 start out kind of lame, and it finally builds up to the good ones at the end.
Mm.
So it's like all the important things would have been on the 3rd tablet.
Yeah, no, they had to drop it because it was all that woke crap.
What if, because remember, God supposedly wrote them by like running his finger over the surface. So there's no reason he couldn't write on both sides with his magic and shit. And Moses broke the tablets like immediately after descending the mountain. So what if there were 10 more commandments on the other side and no one ever knew because dipshit never looked, and then the tablets were broken?
I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, at one of my clinics, we actually have a Dr. Woke.
And what if all of it is just a big pile of crap and stories that people made up because they were drunk off their butts from something in the desert?
Spoiled goat milk.
Or other things that you can get from goats.
Oh yeah.
People
Well, you
drink
got
some weird
cheese
stuff.
and meat and,
Living in the desert with no refrigeration, that gives a whole new meaning to that aged like spoiled milk.
What was the manna really, though? I
Well,
mean,
it
how
fell
high do you
from the
have to
sky.
be to wander around the Sinai Peninsula for 40 fucking years?
Yeah.
It's raining, man. Oh, that's... No.
Oh, here's
That was Jesus' song.
here's something. Look, check this out.
Oh, wait a minute here. I gotta see this.
Yeah, just don't poke Doggy in the eye.
It's a little head scratcher for humans, and the dog's like, ah.
Yeah.
Molly, I actually have one of these, and Molly loves it.
I can see that my cats would be freaked out initially, but if they'd let me do it, they'd decide it probably was good.
Did you ever do it on his back, like a back rub?
Yeah, I've done it on her back. She likes it on her head and on her
Oh,
neck.
sorry. I didn't mean to misgender your dog.
I think that's how I'd have to do it on my cats, is like, start out like doing it over their hips so they get used to the sensation being good before I move it anywhere near their head.
I just thought it was funny how the dog's reaction in this to getting your head scratched. Like, ah.
Yeah, so relaxed they can't keep their tongue in their mouth. There are some anthropologists who have been promoting the idea that humans first started growing grain not for bread, but first for beer.
Yeah, and alcohol beverages using grains aren't like what we have nowadays.
Yeah, but just because pure water just wasn't a thing. But if you're brewing something with a small percentage of alcohol, that would kill off most of the bacteria that would really cause you problems drinking the water.
Yeah, it'd help keep the bacteria down.
Why would they have started making beer when they A, didn't have a recipe for it, B, had no idea why they would make it because they didn't know what it was, and C, ever think that there'd be any beneficial effects from alcohol.
Well,
I imagine there's a lot of trial and error. I mean, the person drinking the regular water is getting all kinds of sick, while this person here drinking this fermented mix is okay.
yeah, and it's not like they would have needed a recipe straight off because fermentation occurs naturally.
Mm.
So
I understand.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just saying
suspect
that
it was probably.
yeah, it could have been discovered accidentally.
I mean,
that's
we have
what I'm trying to say is that beer was not invented; it was discovered.
I mean,
Okay.
we
yes.
have the drunken
Like blue
squirrels.
cheese.
Yeah, we have the drunken squirrels and stuff. So I don't see why humans would
Yep.
come around the same conclusions.
Yep, it is drunken squirrel season here, when the squirrels are chowing down on all the pumpkins that have been left out since October.
Did you see the picture of the 4 squirrels that I put
Yes.
up? Oh,
Yeah.
dig it up, put it on. It's so cute. You guys gotta see it. I'm gonna turn you all gay if it kills me.
This is not going to turn me gay. Sorry.
Oh yes, it will.
No, I'm looking at it. It's not doing anything.
You'll see.
Oh, you've got Mage?
Oh, jeez. Doesn't that just make you go floof crazy? Oh, honey.
Yeah, it's not going to turn me gay either because unfortunately it's just, that just triggers my maternal instincts.
Well, I was thinking that it might be AI, but then I looked at it again and said, well, I don't care. It's really cute.
No, I don't think that is. I think that's just a bunch of squirrels that decided to take up a home in a birdhouse. So the mommy
cute.
took, I think it's the mommy went and had her babies in a birdhouse, and these are the young ones who are, just getting used to looking outside. I had an episode like that when I lived in St. Paul that, I just went out in the backyard with our dog. And, like almost as soon as we came out, she ran and she brought me a baby squirrel, and I was like, I was feeling bad for the little thing, and I took it and I'm trying to think, well, what do I do with it? And she brings me another one and another one. And there were 4 of them that apparently, the night before, just the wind had broken a branch off of our tree and caused their nest to fall. So I just got my ladder and I, got them up to where the 3 major branches of the tree were all divided. So there was kind of a little bowl there, and I put them all back up in there, mostly to keep them safe from the dog and the cats. And it's, I saw a little while later, I saw the mother had found them and she was moving them all to a new location. I was thinking like, to the squirrels, that's like literally the hand of God saving them. So I wonder
Very
if
strange-looking
there
God.
is a bunch of. I wonder if there is a bunch of squirrels living in St. Paul now who worship me as a deity. Because
Can't rule it out.
I saved the founders of their tribe.
I've heard so many people say things like, well, to an ant, you seem like a god, and you can't communicate with the ants. And I'm like, here's the problem with that, though. If the ants really wanted to, they could demonstrate humans exist.
Yep. Yeah,
In fact, I'm pretty sure they could figure out how to communicate with us if they really put their collective brain to it.
I don't know if they'd figure out how to communicate with us just because, our communication would be so alien to them.
Well, I mean, our system of, assisted telepathy is very odd, but and their main communication system of using pheromones and other chemicals is, we would never understand that. But here's
Right.
the thing. They understand some principles of math. Various bees and whatnot are also fairly decent with math on an instinctive level. I mean, they build in fucking hexagons and shit. So it's not unthinkable we could devise some kind of common parlance, even if it's just, making shapes out of paper or something.
No, bees aren't actually building in those shapes. Just happens they take the hives take those shapes naturally.
Yeah. The honeycomb shape just results in it's the shape that packs together without any gaps. So you get the maximum amount of storage space for the minimum number of walls built.
Yeah, they're basically building in circles, but because of the way it's packed, they naturally stretch into that hexagon shape.
But
Yeah.
bees do have their rather elaborate communication as far as their dances go to when the
Yeah.
foragers come back to tell the other ones where to look. And they have found that bees speak different languages. That an American honeybee and a French honeybee could not talk to each other because they do a different dance for the same thing. So their languages have developed independently, over how many, tens of thousands of years that they no longer speak the same language.
Yeah. You want to hear?
I once got cobbled together a super tiny microphone. Small mics had gotten since cell phones and stuff. So I had the materials for it. And anyway, I built this mic. It was maybe 3 millimeters square, no bigger than that. And I dropped it into the beehive, and I picked up on one of their little conversations when they're doing that dance step. And here the bee that was dancing around, it was telling the other ones, $50, put it on the dresser.
Guys want to hear foxes laughing?
Oh yeah, that's so cute too.
What does the fox say?
Yes, foxes apparently are very ticklish. Our dog Ginger
Could almost
Snap.
play it as a musical instrument.
Yes.
Our dog Ginger Snap was a chow chow, and her fur was that same color.
Those are so cute. I wish we could have foxes as pets.
We are working on it.
Yeah,
And,
there are those doing
that. It actually was one of the things that that they observed with a fox breeding farm in Russia. I forget
The domestication experiment. Yeah.
Yeah, that they found that the fox's disposition was tied to the fur color. That the ones with the very light colored fur were the ones who were, more likely to be friendly, and, people could feed them out of their hand. And the foxes with the very dark fur were ones that were just never going to get beyond the feral stage.
They also demonstrated with those Russian experiments that after 7-ish generations, when you've achieved like actual domestication, the fur pattern changes and you start to get like spots and stripes and shit like many other domesticated critters, which raised some interesting questions about other critters, because once you release them and they go feral again after several generations, they'll keep the fur color of having once been domesticated. So it makes us wonder about like zebras and shit. Were they once domesticated?
Probably not. We've had a really difficult time trying to domesticate zebras.
Yeah,
Because
zebras
they're
are
assholes.
Zebras are just what happened when you bred donkeys in front of a striped fence. The Bible explains that.
Clearly. And then there's other critters that are technically domesticated, but don't. Well, they're herbivores to begin with, so there's not that much behavior modification. I'm thinking of sheep, right? They come in white, they come in black. You do get occasional sheep that have a mottled color, but I mean, like, they're not going to get any more domesticated than they are. Modern sheep depend on humans for survival. That's pretty damn domesticated, and we're still not getting like the trademark fur pattern that you get on like house cats and shit.
There are people though who've been messing around with the sheep wool colors and have been able to get them to produce brown, tan. They're all in the that kind of frequency range of browns and tans and dark browns and different shades basically, and but also including one that seems more green than brown. And so they just have to cut the sheep and they have the color that they want. Maybe they'll get to blue and red someday.
Yeah, it's a start. Someday we'll have tie-dye sheep for realsies. Ooh, or electric sheep for the androids. It's an old sci-fi reference. Don't mind me.
Yeah,
I'm a nerd.
I got it. Or maybe breed an electric rat and a yellow fur coloring.
we may get actual electric rats. I mean, we already have robot dogs, and you know.
Yeah, but New York police decided it would be a good idea now that the AI has made them smart enough to give them guns.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guns are good part is control.
In fairness, robots with guns can't possibly do any worse than human cops with guns. Do you have any idea how many children get shot every year by police just whipping out their guns at any random noise?
Yep.
That's a good point. Yeah, I remember this one video that kind of stuck with me was this little boy who's playing with a toy gun. It's obviously a toy gun, and you see from the far off camera. Cop drives up, jumps out of his car, and just shoots the kid.
Yeah.
A cop?
Yeah, it was a little black boy who had a little toy gun. You could very clearly see it was a toy. The coloring, and everything. And he's running around, kind of playing, and this cop just swerves up, jumps out of his car, and just points the gun and shoots the kid.
Yeah.
That was a video I saw a while back, and that one kind of stuck with me.
Well, Liam Wakefield wanted to share pictures of his little babies.
Oh, I love ferrets.
His little babies.
If I ever get another ferret, I'll have to get at least a pair of them.
I have to step back for a minute. I got a message that I have to respond to.
I had ferrets when I was little.
They're great pets.
They're very cuddly.
Great. Yes. One I had would go into the crux of my arm and lick. And lick and lick.
Okay, I don't know the reference to even claw. I'm guessing that's a biblical reference, but not one I remember.
What biblical reference now?
Jinzu is saying so zebras were in the Enumclaw centuries before the town existed.
I don't know.
So I take it that was in reference to the thing about breeding the donkeys in front of a straight fence to get zebras.
I'm back, I think.
You might be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or you
but
forward.
I can't tell. There's a bunch of stuff in front of the bottom picture.
Yeah, but there's only one of you this time. Where'd your twin
How-
go?
How
I
can
ate
we
it.
be sure it's the real Jenny?
I ate me.
Giggity,
Nope.
giggity.
Nobody else would do it. Jeez.
That's relatable.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's it's like I kind of wanted to meet someone, and yeah, now the dating scene is seeming pretty iffy.
Yeah, I mean, there's pluses to being in a relationship, but on the flip side, it's a human. Like, do you really want to hang out with a human? I don't know.
Well, see, I don't really care about being in a relationship. I just want somebody to have sex with. So come over, we have sex, you go home, leave me alone in my own little place so I can lock the door.
See, I'm kind of the other way. I want the snuggles and like sex if it's absolutely necessary, but I want snuggles and things.
Well, I would like the cuddly part just because that's something I never really had. So it's like it seems really nice, but yeah, then you get into the whole thing that you start cuddling and people start thinking it's an emotional connection then, and it's like
Well,
I
that's
don't
my
know.
whole thing. Is
Yeah.
like I only get really attracted to somebody when I already have an emotional connection. So to get to the sex, I need the connection.
Yeah, same here.
Well, and that actually is how I've differentiated that. The couple of people over the decades that I felt I could have had some kind of connection with, were the ones that it actually felt comfortable snuggling a bit.
I have no idea what energy you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Shinzu said that wasn't a biblical reference. It was news about a guy dying while attempting to take it from a stallion. Okay, yeah, we can
Oh,
fill in the
no.
blanks there.
That sounds suspiciously like the Catherine the Great story.
Well, it does, but the thing of it is, the reason people believe that story for so long is because it's somewhat plausible. There are definitely people who have tried that.
Yeah, also, if there's a famous legend of it, there will be more people who will try it just because they hear the legend.
Have you ever seen a horse's penis?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Yeah.
They're the size of a Lincoln Continental. That's
Yeah.
where hung by a horse, hung like a horse comes from.
I remember one time when I was at the Renaissance Festival, that apparently one of the female horses there was going into season, and the draft horses all had these massive things hanging there, and I was standing right next to this woman with her like 4 or 5-year-old who was asking her what was that hanging from the horse.
They were getting ready to joust without even needing the knights.
Oh, that's just where they keep their umbrella.
Yeah, but literally it was bigger than a baseball bat.
Well, I can't imagine anybody seeing one of those things and saying, "Hey, I think I could fuck that." It's just...
I mean, do you remember the early days of the internet with the people with like road cones and shit shoved up in there?
Now I must say I have not had the pleasure of seeing that.
Maybe it's an age thing. I was a teenager in the 90s, so like all the weird, when the internet first opened up and all the weird shit was out there, I was like, wow, let's find out how much weird shit there is. First
And
And
time.
there's a lot.
Ember, did you ever come across the site wicked.com? No, you haven't. I don't know. It might even still be out there.
Did you say wicked?
It
Or
is.
do you
Wicked.
mean rotten? Do you mean rotten.com?
No, wicked.com I know is out there because Mattel
Yeah, the toy
made a mistake
controversy.
Yeah.
when they brought out the dolls for the Wicked movie.
Yeah, I pointed that out before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I asked
the
what,
site
because I
wicked.com
thought I
is
heard
still out there. It is
wicked.com.
still a smut site.
Rotten.com is also a extremely grotesque site.
Yeah.
At least it was then.
Yeah, rotten.com doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's probably for the best.
But
I mean, I don't even want to describe some of the stuff that was on there. It was so objectionable, and it'll never leave my brain. And I'm sorry I ever looked.
Yeah, kind of same.
I
I
wasn't-
mean, curiosity, but oh yeah, I mean, I enjoy the macabre. Don't get me wrong. It's cabinets of curiosities and stuffed critters but this was something else, and it just woohoo.
Yeah, I personally had the problem with the Henry Soup pictures.
Oh yes, I remember that one. I actually used the rotten.com site to get ideas for zombies.
Oh, nice.
So they had a lot of pictures of corpses in various decayed states, so it gave me ideas for different zombies.
Now you have to go to the Body Farm website to find those.
Yeah.
Oh, is that my car, or did another neighbor burn down their house?
yeah, one of the images that got burned into my mind, like Ember was saying, from the sites in the 90s was a gay porn site. There were no women on there. And there was one of a guy using a 2-liter Coke bottle, and you could only see half of it.
That was not easy to take out.
Well, actually, thinking about it, rotten.com is where I saw pictures of somebody having a potato and a jar removed from their butt.
Was the potato in the jar?
I think it was a potato first and then the jar.
Maybe the jar was pre-made gravy or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we knew somebody who worked in an emergency room, and the list of things that people had slipped and fell onto.
People? Come on, men.
Yeah.
Be honest.
There was one about a year or so ago that I actually found the source article to that explained about having to remove a 10-inch crucifix from the priest's rectum, which he claimed that he had slipped in the shower and fallen on it.
Holy cow.
He wanted to get closer to God.
Yeah, he wanted the spirit up inside him, I'm sure.
Well, Jesus comes inside you. And then you have the spirit.
Well, I mean, Jesus has been about to come any moment now for 2,000 years. Can you imagine when it finally lets go?
Well, they thought it was a meteor with the dinosaurs, but it wasn't. God had a lot of pent up sexual energy. Hadn't figured out how to invent Adam yet, so.
I was gonna say I had posted a short, and that's right. No, I didn't, because apparently Twitter is no longer allowing me to post in public. I get a message that says that I have exceeded my daily capacity for that activity.
Oh,
And
that's a glitch. You are limited to like 500, 700, something like that a day, but this to prevent spam.
Yeah,
I
but it was
figured it.
giving me that message at 4 o'clock in the morning, and there was no way I had, posted several hundred things by 4 o'clock
Well,
in the morning.
it's
Well,
Elon
or
Musk's
have you?
thing. It goes crazy anytime it wants, as bad as it wants. It's just
Okay,
untrainable.
here's a little thing. If you want to spam Twitter, go into the messages, click on a new message, and then type in your own handle, and then you can spam yourself as much as you like.
Yeah, well, and that was even when we were getting ready for this. I was going to post the link for this publicly, and I couldn't. So it's like it was happening at 4 o'clock this morning, and it was continuing to happen, here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I think they may have caught me, because I also got a message about connecting a phone number to my account. So I think they may have finally caught on that I had opened that Twitter account 7 years ago, using a phone that I knew I was about to dispose of, because I was switching carriers. So I think Twitter finally became aware that they no longer have a valid phone number for me.
I'll be right back. Or a scammer was trying to get it.
Hey, Jimmy. I don't know if any of you can hear that.
I heard a little something.
Yeah, well, Sammy is like inches from my microphone and purring.
I got Molly under my feet here. Trying to be a cuddler, which I probably should take her for a walk in a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you guys are going to keep going, I might have to get up and leave and come back.
Well, we have been going over 2 hours. So, we won't go too much longer here. But I do have to step away immediately for a little bit here. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that everybody else was muted. I thought I was still here keeping you company. I'll wait till Jenny gets back then. Oh, Mage, something that might interest you.
Yeah.
Saw previews of the new Lego collectible minifig series that is supposed to be coming out in January. And one of them was something like the Wolf Master.
Oh, neat.
And Lego actually did a new mold for this. It's not just one of their dogs recolored. They actually did a brand new mold for a wolf.
Yeah, I see. They go wolf mask warrior. Looks like. You have a purple one too. Looks like from the Ninjago set.
A purple one?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. Oh, hey, Sumami. Oh, no, I don't mean just the mask. I mean that they actually have a separate figure of the wolf standing next to the minifig. I should have grabbed a picture of it.
Well, that I'm not seeing.
Your son is pregnant.
Again.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Hello, back. Did you have to take out Jenny because she ate her twin?
Oh, I had to take out Jenny because she was going to piss in her pants if she didn't get out there quick enough.
Yeah. I need to get up for a minute now, and Sammy was just settling down on my leg, so you just wait here, pal. I'll be back. But yeah, I think we'll probably be wrapping this up pretty soon here, within the next half hour.
Yeah, Marxist. I think the businesses lost control of what they think people have for disposable income. I mean, Apple, their iPhone 16 Pro, Ultra, whatever the heck it is, $1,600 for a phone. It seems a bit much.
Oh, it's an Apple product. They always jack up the prices.
Yeah, that's I've every one of my phones except one has been refurbished or just plain used. I can't afford those new cell phones. No way.
Is that how you also buy your dildos?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, as long as they're washed off, you know, if they're crusty, I don't want them. I have standards. All right, not too crusty.
Where am I at? It looks like I'm still around the halfway point for Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood
Huh? What?
anime.
Oh,
So Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I still want to I still want to grow up to be a cute anime girl.
So, yeah, let's see. Got the character that got the Eri.
What the hell is that? And what are they doing to themselves?
That's Eri.
Oh, okay.
What the hell's that? It's a little girl with a horn on her head.
Oh yeah, there is one there. I see. Yeah, not her, not her. No, no.
She was abused. She's an abused little girl. Oh, in the anime.
That's awful. Oh, Ember, you might like this. Have you seen the pictures from the or the first assembly of the multiple pictures of the universe as taken by the new Euclid satellite or telescope, I should say?
think I have.
They're pretty fucking amazing. the first grouping that they have is, what did they say, 280 quadrillion pixels. So it's got pretty good resolution. And they showed it, and it looks like one of those Hubble deep field pictures, except as you can zoom in and zoom in and zoom in. Sounds pretty cool. It's going to take them a few years to do the entire sky, but they're working on it. What's bothering you, Marxist?
Yeah, we'll wait for that. Yeah, there's all sorts of bad crap going on there now. Specifics.
I'll bet you the Republicans ban anime.
Oh, there have been some shots at anime before.
Yeah, but not under a dictatorship.
Dead air.
Well, if you're on Twitter, I hope you get off, because dear little Elon has decided that everybody's data is now his, for him to feed to his AI bots for their learning examples.
Well, that's the reason why I've been cursing a lot more on that site.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. You should publish your list here.
Yeah. Liz.
Tell the chat what your idea is that you're doing. It's a good idea.
See, where'd that list go? Oh, here it is. I hear Twitter is now using our post as a train in its AI grok. Here's a thread to help it along. And please contribute as much as you can. And shit piss is fuck cunt and cocksucker motherfucker tits it's cum guzzler jizzmaz and get fuckhead mother cunt under dipshit fuckwit shitbag pussy bitch. Oh, I've kept going, but I ran out of characters.
Well, there goes monetization for this video.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. If we could pollute his grok with savory language.
I mean, you can't turn it into a Nazi.
I was going to say, I didn't think that we would have to worry about it, because it's sure to come out being a racist, misogynist.
Well, if anybody wants to contribute, there's the link to the post.
Okay, excellent.
Have fun.
Oh, this sounds like a fun party. I want to have a makeover with a bunch of trans girls and make out while doing each other's makeup and play some horror games.
How old are you, Marxist?
I believe they said they were 24 at one point in previous posts.
I haven't seen. I have to hear it myself. We'll see it. I don't know if I can safely say certain things to this person.
I don't recall exactly, but
Marxist, how old are you?
Yep.
Don't worry, I won't tell anyone.
And you don't have to be exact either. Just, actually, over 20 is all we really need to know.
I don't know. I kind of want month, day,
Oh,
and
yeah,
year.
24. You were right.
Okay, well then in that case, over your last post there, hey, give me your phone call number. I'll be over.
I would seriously love to do that. Just because obviously I never got to do a girls' sleepover. And it would be fun to have a sleepover party and have somebody give me a makeover, just to teach me how to use the makeup properly. All hail Bigfoot. Ah. Okay, well, yeah. Mage was saying he has to go walk puppy.
Yep.
And, yeah, we've been going almost 2.5 hours, so we will wind it up here. Okay. I have not formally started the process, but I am going to be doing the Christmas marathon again. So that's going to be running, well, it's Central Time from 5 a.m. on the 24th to 5 a.m. on the 26th. So anybody who is going to be free and wants to host for, even an hour or two.
Or all 48, whichever you want.
Yeah, well, don't hog the whole thing. But yeah, you can tag me on Twitter or on my Discord or on Blue Sky. Okay, Sammy getting comfortable now.
I was wondering, Perp, is there any way that you could take the various broadcasts that come through that day, and instead of having a different address or URL or have to search for such and such, wouldn't it be much easier for the viewer if you could have them all rounded up onto one platform? Now, I don't know what it would technically take to do that, but whatever they're using, StreamYards or those other ones.
Oh yeah, actually that's sort of a thing I've been toying around in my head with. So I forget if it's the fourth or frickin' channel, but it's designed.
You're breaking
Originally,
up really
it was
bad.
designed and intended to be a community. Curses.
Yeah.
Hold on.
While we're waiting, I can check out my Discord. It's where we have our little. We can get the links for the watch parties and stuff. So you can go and do that if you're interested in having some fun in there. And so we can keep the lights on here for now. We could use a little help with Purple's Patreon if you can afford it.
Yeah, and I did want to thank people that we've had. Jenny is now contributing to my Patreon. A couple other people have increased their amounts. So I did go in and I did set up tiers, but since all I'm doing is live streams, I really, I don't have anything I can offer for incentive or rewards.
Oh, I know what you could offer. Each tier has a different percentage of your face than the one before, and if they're going to pledge to you like 1,000 a month, then they get a full face.
Well, here's an idea. We can ask the people who are actually contributing. What would get some ideas from them directly, and then you can maybe pick some stuff that you can maybe do from that.
Or, yeah, just
you could deface them.
until I get at least some kind of time projector working, I can't really give you previews of live streams like the day before they happen.
Well, anyways, to complete my thought, if everybody could come into one, you could retransmit. I guess I'm saying rebroadcast the source of all the stuff into one URL, one station, one website for people to go to watch. I think that might really help, especially if you could do it on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I was starting to say in my signal. Apparently, even though I'm on Wi-Fi now, it just completely sucks on my phone. The channel Association of Skeptics and Humanists was originally designed to be a community channel so that we would do something sort of like the Christmas streams with different hosts doing different shows on their channels, but also on that channel, so that there'd be something on there 24/7, always something live, always something people could go to and hang out with people. And that didn't quite go according to plan, because it turns out people don't want to coordinate, they don't want to do stuff. Christmas is a different thing, and Purple has sorcery, but the channel is there, and we could use it for that and have people co-stream to both their own channels and to that channel, so we'd have one channel that's running everything the whole time.
Well, maybe if this time around, if you were to decide to take this on as an idea, just tell the presenters, the creators, that this is a requirement of doing this, is we're going to have the format work this way, because you're putting on the big show. You have to do it in a format that works for you and the show.
Okay. My first question would be, I don't know how to stream to multiple channels. Does StreamYard have a way to send it to 2 YouTube channels at the same time?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few different options. StreamYard makes it really, really easy, but I don't know. I mean, I'm getting increasingly poorer with every passing day, so I've got to get rid of my paid StreamYard very soon. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. You can do it through OBS if you really want to. You just need the stream keys and things. But yeah, there's multiple ways to do it. It's just StreamYard is one I'm familiar with.
Yeah. I did check, and my StreamYard, because I'm on a yearly plan instead of a monthly plan, is still going to let me renew for the same price, for $96 for the full year.
That's good. It's been grandfathering you in.
Hell yeah.
Well, other people have had trouble finding this plan, years in the past. So I've got to see if I can, find some way for other people to get in on this deal.
Yeah, you should get like a what do you call it? An affiliate link thing. Like,
Yeah,
when they did a thing for a while where if you got somebody to sign up with your code, they got like $10 off their first month, and you got $25 off your bill for that month.
Yeah, and StreamYard is still doing that. It comes up every time I log in that they give me $25 for each referral. So they're still trying to get people to do that. So I just it's the plan is called like the Basic Plus Annual. I think that's what it is. I can't really look at it until I log off here. But yeah, we've got to see if we can, spread that around so that everybody can get a more affordable plan on there.
Amber, might you be interested or willing to help Perp set something like this up, since you've been looking at the idea too?
Possibly. I'd actually meant to pick Purple's brain for how to herd all the cats and coordinate the things, but now that I'm working 7 days a week, I don't have the time to do it, so I've kind of backburnered. I've shelved the idea until
at least after January 20th, and then we'll see what happens. I don't know.
I was thinking maybe you and Mage could get together and work this out.
Well, basically, how it's worked for me every year is that about up until about a month before, you just plead with people to sign up, and then about 2 weeks before, you kind of threaten people, and then on the last 2 days, you scramble madly to try and fill in the remaining slots. And that happens every year. Doesn't matter how much. I tried planning it ahead more. I tried starting scheduling in October. Doesn't matter. Same pattern every year.
Yeah, that makes sense. People just they don't. When you do plan far, and it also varies from person to person. Like there's some people that you can plan 3 months out, and they'll flake on you. They'll be like, "Oh, I forgot," or the same person you'll plan a week in advance, and they'll just blow you off and go do something else entirely. And like, humans.
And that also happens every year, that we get 1 or 2 streams that, either a person has technical difficulties or somebody sleeps through their start time. So it's like an hour before they're supposed to go live, I'm trying to find somebody to fill their slot because nobody's heard from them all day.
Yeah, that's another good reason to have like a central location where they can also co-stream to their own channel or something, because that way, if you need to do a backup, then you can just have somebody just go live on the main thing.
Yeah.
As for example, I don't know, maybe I'll just keep the stupid StreamYard thing active until after the holidays.
Well, I'm just saying it because of my own experience with the program, and you have to have the exact screen names of everybody who is being a creator, because you have to look them up by that name on YouTube to get to their channel that maybe you've never been to before.
Right, Purple always made the playlist, so you could just follow along Purple's playlist.
But people didn't use the playlist.
Okay,
That's an extra step.
This is all good and all, but we do need to start wrapping up.
Jeez.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we can plot and scheme offline. It's not something
God.
that has to be broadcast.
I'm sorry we disappointed you, Mr. Trump.
I think Mage is concerned about Puppy leaving a puddle on the carpet if he doesn't get going soon.
Yeah.
Oh, well, don't do that. Use a vice script. You can shut yourself right down.
She's whimpering at me now.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So, Ember,
Molly, outside.
Ember, you have some things to plug?
Less than I used to. There's transpositions on Thursdays, 8 p.m. I don't know if I'm going to be there because, again, I'm working 7 days a fucking week now, but I am fixing to record at least something. So there will be a recorded portion from me this week, possibly. Let's see, the final season finale, if you will, of Transparency Talk comes out next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's an interview with an author editor person who's got a new book she's putting together. It's an anthology of trans love stories. Plus, she's an interesting person in her own right. Let's see. I already wrapped on Atheist Lives. The debate reviews, I'm still doing those with Mark. This week we're on my channel, Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I do have an actual video coming out on my channel next Tuesday at, I want to say 1:30 p.m. Eastern. It's already available to members on my channel, but it'll go public Tuesday afternoon anyway. And that one's nerdy. It's not atheism, it's not trans, it's a Star Trek Voyager stuff, actually. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have a few things still. Next week it'll be even less.
Okay. And Mage, you had already plugged your anime night. You have anything else you want to mention here?
No, I still need to get back to doing my gardening channel and my pop culture channel. I've been slacking on that.
Okay, Jenny, you have any final words?
No, but I need to ask Ember a question in place of any announcements. Ember, Last time Transpositions went on, and I tried to get on YouTube and watch it. I could not find you guys. There's transposition is actually a very popular word, it seems.
Yeah, we're hard to find because we're still so damn small.
Yeah. How about a name of the person who owns the website?
It's not a website; it's a YouTube channel.
What
Yeah.
YouTube channel? Fine, whatever.
There isn't a person's name associated with it. It's just the transpositions.
Yeah.
I'll type it in chat here.
I was able to find it.
Well, I'm subscribed and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, YouTube has been pissing me off about that too. That channels I'm subscribed to, they're not even showing up on my feed when they're live. That I have to go looking for the specific channel.
Yeah, sometimes you've got to go to your subscriptions list and pull up all the subscriptions.
Gosh.
Yeah, YouTube is a pain in the ass, especially when they're doing updates. Like they just did another one where they changed the controls for playback speed and shit like that. But
Okay.
I mean,
if somebody wants to track you by the name of this show, they're going to have to know to put in that little trans symbol in the middle of it.
no, that's
No.
just how it displays. If you want to find it directly, just type in youtube.com/@ the transpositions. Just type the damn thing out and it'll come up.
All I did was put trans space positions, and it came up with a video right away.
Okay. Anyway, we need to sign off here. We can keep talking afterward. So thank you everybody for joining us here. We appreciate you all coming, and appreciate the people who have been offering us some additional support here. And that did not update. I updated that banner last night, and it did not update now.
I'll fix it later.
Yeah.
Just give me the names that we need to add.
Damn technology.
Okay. So, bye-bye all. We'll catch you all later.
Toodles.
Bye-bye. Be trans. Do crime.
Later.
Try not
Enjoy
to die.
yourself.